Hi, Doc Orman here, physician, author, stress coach, and founder of the Stress Mastery Academy. I'd like to welcome you to this webinar on the top 10 hidden causes of holiday stress. Here's another hidden cause of holiday stress that doesn't happen quite as frequently as the other three we've just discussed, but when it does occur, it can be very disturbing. Perhaps you've had some very bad things that happened during previous holiday seasons. Perhaps someone close to you died. Or perhaps your marriage ended during the holidays, or some other valued relationship came to an end. Or maybe you suffered some other important loss or had some type of tragedy occur during a previous holiday time. If any of these things happen for you or for other members of your family, the memories of these past losses can resurface much more strongly during the holidays, and this can make it difficult for some people to enjoy the here and now. Even if the loss is being dealt with well during the remainder of the year, during the holiday season, these unpleasant memories can be brought to the surface much more easily, and therefore they can be much more disturbing because of all the vivid reminders and past associations. So it's good for everyone to be aware of this hidden cause, because if it's prominent for you or for a close friend or family member, it can be very challenging to deal with. Speaking of challenges, another common hidden cause of stress during the holiday season is unwanted emotions, especially unwanted negative emotions. Such unwanted emotions are especially bothersome when they occur during the holidays, however, because again, our expectations are so high that we will always feel joyous and loving and in a celebratory mood. Common unwanted emotions include anger, frustration, guilt, various fears, worries, even sadness and feeling depressed. When these emotions arise unexpectedly during the holidays, they can make it much more challenging for us to deal with all the external stressful situations we otherwise have to deal with. In addition, most people don't know how to properly identify the internal causes of their emotions. And this can make it difficult, therefore, to control these emotions or be able to get rid of them quickly whenever they become triggered within us. Now, identifying the internal causes of your emotions is a much deeper stress relief topic than we can cover here in this webinar. I do address it in some of my more advanced training courses, but we really don't have the time to do it justice here. Another huge internal cause of stress during the holidays and also throughout the year is blaming yourself or others. When things go wrong in our lives, whether it's at work or at home or in a social situation, or even when our favorite sports team loses, our basic human tendency is to look for someone or something to blame. Sometimes we'll conclude that we are to blame, but much more frequently we usually identify other people or other factors outside of us that we believe are to blame for whatever we think went wrong. There are three important things I think you should know about this very common internal cause of stress. First, it's mostly automatic. This means that it happens for us automatically without much conscious thought or intention, much like the classic knee-jerk reflex everyone's pretty familiar with. We perceive something to be going wrong, and almost immediately we're actively searching for someone or something to blame. Whether or not we should communicate to others when we believe they are at fault is another matter entirely. But when we do communicate, this often leads to strain in our relationships. In fact, even if we sit silently with our own internal judgments of blame, this too can put a strain on our relationships, even if we don't communicate our disappointment openly. The second thing to be clear about when it comes to our blaming behavior is that it's driven by automatic thoughts, automatic perceptions, and assumptions that we make and that sometimes may not be true. So sometimes we automatically blame either ourselves or others for sins that really weren't committed, but that we imagined or misinterpreted as such. And the third thing you need to know about this common hidden cause of stress is that it often becomes much more prominent during the holidays. This is because there are just so many additional things going on during the holidays that there are many more opportunities for things to go wrong, or at least to go differently than we expect they should go. Here's another common hidden cause of stress, again all throughout the year, but especially during the holiday season. and this is failing to anticipate certain commonly experienced obstacles or delays. There are certain kinds of problems that happen often enough during the holidays that you should be able to anticipate most of them and make sure you have safeguards or contingency plans in place. This can be something as simple as just running out of ice or condiments during a holiday party you're hosting, or failing to prepare for possible inclement weather. Also, you should anticipate there will probably be increased delays and congestion during the holiday season, such as traffic jams, higher than normal shopping activity at the malls, long lines at checkouts, etc. The same is true about traveling by car, train, bus, or airplane. You need to anticipate the likelihood for obstacles and delays and adjust your plans accordingly. Another common cause of added stress during the holidays, and which isn't usually viewed as such, is the increased use of food, drugs, alcohol, and other chemical coping strategies to deal with whatever stress may be building up during this time of year. These chemical coping solutions are very seductive and enticing, especially during the holiday season. One reason for this is that both food and alcohol are usually in very plentiful supplies during the holiday. Another reason, however, is that using these methods to deal with stress during the holidays is socially approved by our society. In our society, it's almost expected that you will cope with your holiday stress in this way. So if you don't succumb to this temptation, you can run the risk of being labeled a social outcast. Another powerful reason why food, drugs, and alcohol are so seductive during the holidays as well as all throughout the year is because these coping strategies appear to work, at least in the short run. They obviously can make you feel better quickly, but the benefit is usually only temporary, and thus these are not very good strategies for long-term stress relief. In fact, if you really think about it, they can add many additional problems and stresses, such as causing accidents, leading to addictions, unwanted pregnancies, and other things that can significantly add to your stress rather than diminish it.